Davante Adams to the Rams. He joins Stafford, McVay, and Puka. 2 years, $46 million. That's a good amount of money. Here's Davante's production since leaving the Packers. Was still getting 100 catches and 22 touchdowns. Last year with Aaron Rodgers, a little combo platter with the Jets. 85 receptions, over 1,000 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Nick, do you like this move for the team you're always flirting with, the Rams?
I don't like it.
I love it. Davante and Puka.
We saw that coming a mile away.
And I don't know if. Oh, what's that? Did you guys not? Was that a doorbell?
This is. I'm not interested in doing this. I'm not interested in this.
I'm not there.
Got a letter to read.
Here we go again.
I love that Wiles has no desire to do this right now.
First of all,
a long letter. Wow.
We always thought it was weird. The subplot of this is that there were lips on here, okay? I know you can't see it, but there's lips. Nick is in Las Vegas, and he admitted to going into the office and putting lipstick on and kissing this, but now he's gone, so I don't know who did it, but it's gotten weirder. In any event, hit the music. Dear Nick.
No.
I'm not saying that.
It doesn't say Dear Nick.
You can say that part, bro.
Dear Nicky Poo.
I'm sorry. If you want to turn over to another NFL show, that's okay. But come back at 4. We'll be fresh. Great running into you in Las Vegas last night. I know this season didn't end quite the way we had hoped, but we're doing everything we can to keep your heart, and then there's a little bit of a heart. We brought back your guy Stafford, and now we've added Davante. Keep believing in us. And then there's a pair of lips. The Rams to the Super Bowl take. P.S. Good luck at the poker game.
What?
Oh.
P.S. Good luck at the poker game. Hope you're not too tired from last night. I hope that's because you were studying poker.
I don't know. That's very embarrassing. I got to tell you, the Rams are looking better than ever. Davante in place of Cooper Kupp, Puka, Stafford, I love it. One last ride. Let's go, Greg.
Look, right out the gate, absolutely. This is a great fit. You love it because you get a receiver who obviously can do everything for you, or we know he can do everything for you. Will he do everything that the other guys have always been asked to do? That's the part of this that's like this is interesting because obviously Davante Adams, really good receiver, great receiver, even where he is today at this age and in this junction in his career. However, when we look at Sean McVay-led teams, they don't just ask their receivers to catch the ball. Right. They ask them to do both things, and sometimes they ask them to block, knowing you're not going to get the ball this afternoon. You're not going to get as many targets as you typically get. What we do know about Puka Nacua is he's a willing blocker. What we did know about and do know about Cooper Kupp, willing blocker. What we do know about Sean McVay, in his offense, you must be a willing blocker. And so will Davante Adams entertain this? Will he embrace it? We will see. We know who he is as a receiver and catching the ball out on the perimeter and making plays. But he's going to be asked to go get that safety for me. Go get that DN, chip that DN one time, Davante, and tell me how you feel after that. I think it's a great fit, but we're going to see him in roles that he's not comfortable doing.
Speaking of things we're not comfortable doing, so
you did a great job.
I understand Davante. Both of us being asked to do things we're not comfortable doing. Coming up next, will Seattle regret signing Darnold? No, he's great. It's actually, will the Vikings regret letting
Darnold guy.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. You are the Darnold.
I'd rather be the Tatum guy.
Brew, you're the Tatum guy, and Wilds is the Darnold guy.
Yeah, you're the Darnold guy.
Ready? Stafford, Kyler, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Fields, Bo Nix, and Geno. So, Brew, sometimes you're G yes, sometimes you're G no. What's the ceiling for the Raiders?
Ceiling for the Raiders. No, I'm G. No!
There we go.
No!
Double.
What, the ceiling?
Yes.
They will not make the playoffs for the 4th straight season. That's the ceiling. Obviously, they're not in the Chiefs League. I will take the Chargers over them. And right now, they're the 4th best team in a 4-team division. I will give them a shot at surpassing Denver, a shot, and I'm probably shortchanging the Broncos. But no, this doesn't change. He's the best quarterback they've had in a while. I'll give him that. It's not a bad move. But no, they're not going anywhere.
Okay. So he's the best quarterback they've had since Rich Gannon. But what's the thing Brew does? When he's proven correct on things? Nice to see that the greatest quarterback of all time and I have something in common, a fondness and correct evaluation of Geno Smith. Oh, so who agrees with me that Geno's actually quite good? Tom Brady. Who disagrees with me? Brew. I'll take the GOAT with respect over Brew. So then check one for me.
All
That's
GOATs don't make the greatest personnel
I'm just
moves.
telling you, the Raiders, since they went to Vegas, they have played 5 seasons. They have everyone in the AFC West but the Chiefs. The ceiling is obviously 2nd place. But 3 of the last 5 years, the Raiders have finished in 2nd place. Their ceiling is now 2nd place. Now, is that a playoff season? I don't know. Every year there's a team that was, a bottom, finished last in their division that finds a way into the playoffs. And so I have to see the other moves they make. But I like Pete Carroll. I like Geno Smith. I like that they got Crosby locked up. I disagree with Brew in this regard. Right now, my money would be on Denver being the worst team in the AFC West, not the Raiders. I think that the reason the Raiders were so bad last year was they might have had week to week the worst quarterback play in the entire NFL, save for maybe New England or a couple other spots. But regardless, the point is that this is a good move, and I think it cements the AFC West if people like Bo Nix as the best quarterbacking division in the NFL, because every other, like the NFC East and the NFC North, there's a team in both of those divisions. Minnesota with a totally unproven, unknown quarterback, and in the NFC East, the Giants, we don't even know who their quarterback's going to be. And so, I think 2nd place in the AFC West is the ceiling, Greg.
Yeah, I disagree with you on this one. I'm with Brew. I don't think their ceiling really changes. I don't think they make the postseason. I think they've improved, obviously, at the quarterback position. You talk about the last 3 to 4 years about the Raiders coming in 2nd place, but what you're not talking about is the fact that the Chargers now have Jim Harbaugh as a head coach, and that has changed who they are.
Raiders have Pete Carroll.
And the Raiders, I get that.
Raiders went from the worst coach and quarterback in the division by far.
I totally understand that, and I'm going to see what Pete Carroll does, because the last time I saw him with Geno, it wasn't great. And so for me, when you look at even the Denver Broncos, when you got Sean Payton with a quarterback that he actually wants at the quarterback position, he had success. So I'm not ready to say that the Raiders are going to end up 2nd. I would opt out on saying, or opted in on saying, that they would finish dead last in that division again, but they would be a better team because they have a better quarterback and they have more stability at that position. It gives them a bridge to possibly do something next year as far as a quarterback, because they're not picking at number 6. They're probably not going to get a quarterback that they're wanting to spend a 1st-round draft pick.
That's what I was going to ask. Nick, you're big on the Shador slide. We know that Tom
It's
Brady.
bad news for Shador.
Yeah, do you think that's totally that Shador to Vegas is dead?
Yes, I do. You don't trade a third. They didn't. Geno's on, not an expensive contract, but $30+ million. You traded a 3rd-round pick. I looked at this as bad news. The first story was obviously Tom Brady agreeing with me on quarterbacking. The second story was what this means for Shador. I think this is bad news for him, to be totally honest.
Oh, that's interesting. I thought he was going to be.